Hello, everybody, and welcome to How to Write Fire Edits Masterclass. Today is lesson one. I'm so excited to kick things off. Post-Memorial Day weekend, happy summer. Let's get writing. I think it's just a great time of year to invest in yourself, do something that's just for you, develop a skill that could translate into many other areas of your life. Like I said last week, I think writing is an art form that's undeniable. And if this is a new endeavor for you, welcome. It's very exciting. And if you're just looking to improve your skills, you're in the right place too. Lesson one, we're kicking things off with what makes a story worth telling. And this question is an interesting one because I think it has many layers to it. The first real honest answer is that a story is worth telling no matter what it is. And that's the beauty of writing, right? You and your life experience in and of themselves is a story. So what happened to you yesterday is meaningful. What happened to you 10 years ago, also meaningful. The feelings, thoughts, emotions that are popping up in your everyday life all can serve as inspiration to write those things down. But the biggest thing to keep in mind when you're learning how to write or perfecting your skills that already exist is that you shouldn't want to judge yourself for wanting to get thoughts or ideas down on paper. The hardest part of writing is just doing it. So getting those, whatever's happening up here, down. And you shouldn't judge that as it's happening. And that's how writing begins. It really is that simple. It's just exploring, your thoughts and feelings and ideas. And if it's your imagination and just getting that down on paper. And then doing the next steps, which is editing. So molding and shaping those ideas, get them exactly where you want them. And then maybe perhaps sharing them with the world. But first, those words have to exist. So that's step one. And then step two is that your audience will really dictate where your words should live, right? So as a kid, I first started writing in personal journals, which was very therapeutic and, just a coping mechanism for me when I was in middle school and then high school, writing everything to like, oh, I had this, fight with my friend today, or I've been challenged with these emotions. It just felt good to put things down on paper. It was a safe space for me, and journaling will always be a safe space. It's just for you. It's your own platform to say the things you want to say, work through the emotions and problems and happiness that you want to, and you don't have to worry about being judged for it. That's the beauty of a personal journal. Your work just stays there. If your writing just stays in your journals, that's totally okay. But my writing didn't turn public until I realized that I wanted to help others who may be feeling the same things that I was feeling or going through the same things. And I wanted to problem solve, like get to the bottom of why things were happening and, get expert intake into explaining them and offering advice. Like giving people advice is huge to me. It's, the basis of Fire Edits. I'm very motivated by that. At the core of my writing, my professional career has always been helping people. If you're looking to write and do it well, you just need to start because your story is worth telling. But then you need to be clear on who you're writing for, because that determines everything else. So if you're just writing for yourself, fantastic. You will get a lot out of this course. And if you want to be published and pitch around your work to other outlets, awesome too, because you also get a lot out of this course. But first and foremost, you got to get those words out on paper, right? And there's one very effective and popular method that a lot of writers use to do that. And it's called write fast, edit slow. So as a writer, the number one thing that will kill your momentum is judging your own writing as you're writing it, right? Like that's the definition of writer's block. You get in your own way. And that's not really what we want to achieve here. We just want to get the words out on paper, and write fast, edit slow is a really great way to do that because you're using the pressure of time to get those words out without judgment. It's a genius way to just free flow and then go back later, see what you put down and finesse it and perfect it from there. So we're going to try this today with our very first prompt. And yes, this is your homework for tonight. I do think that you could get it done. It will take 3 minutes of your time, so not a lot of time at all. And it'll be really simple and recent and basic, and it's a prompt about this past weekend. So this past Memorial Day weekend. So what I would like you to do is to think back to a single moment from this past weekend. It doesn't have to be big. So maybe it was something a friend or a family member said, or a bite of food you had, or something that was like preoccupying you, or maybe you had like a flashback to another summer memory. And so I wanted you to think about that, then take a blank document or a notebook, set a timer on your phone for 3 minutes, and then start describing that moment. So what did you see? What did you feel? What did you hear, taste, smell, and think as this moment was happening? Who or what was around you, and how did the events unfold? Don't reread anything during these 3 minutes. It is a timed exercise because you want to just write as many words and lines as possible. So don't try to self-edit. Don't worry about spelling. If you can't remember a word or like think of something specific, just put an X where that word or thing that's tripping you up would be and keep moving. The objective is to keep writing, writing, writing. And then when the 3 minutes are up, you have to get up and walk away. So go make dinner, go wash the dishes, do whatever you want to do, play with your kids, and then come back later once you have like a fresh set of eyes and read what you wrote. Try your best not to be negative. So rather than judge, just pick 2 or 3 things from that 3-minute exercise that you really like about your writing. So whether or not it was a powerful word that you used or a description, you were like, wow, that was pretty good. Or maybe it was some dialogue back and forth between you and somebody else or 2 other people that you're like, hey, that flowed easily. Just pick 2 or 3 things and then sit with those. You can share them. You can reply to my email and share what they were. You can add it into our subscriber chat, which I'll talk more about in a bit. But use those as a positive way forward of like, hey, I'm getting comfortable and familiar with my own writing, reading it, that in and of itself, just to read your own work. I know it can be hard for a lot of people. I still struggle with it. But it's the practice that will make you feel like, okay, this is something that I enjoy doing. So try to make these prompts your own, but just commit to the idea that they're practice for you to keep writing. And then if the exciting part is that if one of these concepts really has legs and you think like, wow, this was actually pretty good. And like, there's a lot here to sink my teeth into. And I think I could write more on this. That is the first inkling of an idea that you could then work on, expand on, and maybe even turn into an entire article or an entire book proposal, things like that. So it all starts with the writing itself, and it can be as simple and short as you need it to be, and then you can take it from there. To take it from there, it's really important and can help you a lot in determining who the audience is by understanding the 4 types of writing. So these have been well established. I have not created them. They are widely recognized. They are taught in every single writing class as the basics of the 4 types of writing. So the first is expository. So that informs or explains a topic by presenting facts and analysis without any opinion of you as a writer. So examples of that are news articles, service articles, business writing, technical writing, instructions, all of that matter of fact stuff. Persuasive, on the other hand, it aims to convince the reader to agree with your viewpoint or take a specific action by using evidence, arguments, and emotional appeals. So examples of persuasive writing are opinion pieces, advertising, reviews, and job applications, like your cover letter. You are persuading the hiring manager to pick you. Descriptive writing, so it creates vivid images for the reader's mind by using sensory details and really vivid language. So think of fiction. You're creating a whole universe and you need to explain it to the reader. Poetry, journal writing, personal essays, and reports. And then narrative, it tells a story. So it focuses a lot on the characters, the plot, the settings, the events, a whole arc of a story, right? And so examples are fiction, biographies, human interest stories, short stories, or personal essays. So knowing those 4 types of writing can really help you steer your own writing in the direction that you want it to go. And it really helps you figure out, okay, who exactly is this for? Why am I writing it? And what platform is the best place for it to live? So knowing all of those popular types of writing can really help you if you have an idea that's been, nesting in your head for a while. But if you're kind of approaching this as a blank slate of, yes, I want to improve my writing skills, but I don't really have an idea per se in mind. These are helpful to know, but don't let them overwhelm you. So just the fact of writing first is what we're after, and then we can finesse it from there. And I'd like to end this lesson by telling you something that you may already realize, but it's helpful to hear, is that you are unique in and of yourself, and that makes your story unique. You're the only one who can write it the way that you write it. And that is really powerful to realize. So I hope that you take that with you throughout all of these lessons as your motivating factor. Like, you have a story, it is worth telling, and you are the only one who can tell it. So I think you should start by using that number 1 prompt, our first prompt of probably 8 in this masterclass. See how it goes. Try it tonight. It will only take 3 minutes. So hopefully you can fit it in, and then we can take it from there and build onto them and really start to get into juicy writing prompts. And even in lesson 2, very exciting. You'll learn how to nail the perfect angle, title, and intro, which is arguably the hardest part of, really crafting your writing into different forums and hooking people instantly. On social media, everyone always talks about like the art of the hook in like TikTok, how you have to like grab people in the first 3 minutes. And that's from writing. That's been a truism forever. To get people to read beyond the title, beyond the deck, beyond the intro, and keep invested the entire way through. So we'll get into that. But first, try that prompt tonight. We love a deadline. That's another thing that writers live and die by. We need deadlines to push us through that writer's block, through those nerves of putting pen to paper. So now I'm turning the tables on you. So you can give me your feedback or any questions. Just reply to this email. We'll also have the subscriber chat. I'll remind you guys on Thursday that you can put in any questions that you have about the write fast, edit slow, or the 4 types of writing. We can talk through it all later this week. But if you have anything that's pressing, or after you do this prompt tonight, you're like, wait, this happened. Is this okay? Just email me or DM me and we could talk it through. But yes, I'm so excited. Lesson 1. Your story is worth telling. I hope you realize that. I hope you keep that close throughout this entire class. And yeah, I'm rooting you on, and I cannot wait to hear how your first prompt goes. So thanks all.